Yo, Ali, how far are you in season 3 of Hunter X Hunter? I don't know what this show Hunter X Hunter is. Are you talking about Hunter X Hunter? Because I'm at the part where Kurapika's about to do the thing. He's pretty much proving a point to his character, and he's not wrong. It's called Hunter X Hunter, not Hunter X Hunter. The X is silent. What do you mean X is silent? The title is Hunter X Hunter. The X is plainly in the name of the title. So you're just gonna tell me that everything that has a silent letter in it is not pronounced that way? So you tell me that it's not Django, but just Django? Yeah, man, of course. No, don't take my word for it. Here's Togashi's word on it. Let me get this pulled up right now and see.
こんにちは。ハンターハンターを書いている富樫義弘です。
So you're telling me it's been Hunter X Hunter this whole time, not Hunter X Hunter. I gotta finish season 3 now, so I can tell everybody that it's Hunter X Hunter, not Hunter X Hunter. Out my way, sir. What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of Movie Breakdowns. I'm your host, Ali Zakka. What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of Movie Breakdown Series Review. I'm your host, Ali Zakka, and what is Movie Breakdown Series Reviews? Well, it's a series review series. Weird to say that, guys. Anyway, pretty much take a TV show, movie series, whatever the case may be, a series of episodes, and we review them all at once. Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, or the complete series. And I give them a grade, 8 through up, plus minus do count. So there's a series for me to review. Please put in the comment section below, and I get to it as best I can. Also, Patreon/Ali Zakka. And on the Patreon, you get first come, first serve, and pretty much everything that comes out on YouTube and Facebook, you get it months in advance. So this episode of Hunter X Hunter Season 3, you're getting it on Patreon right now if you're watching this in December. But if you're watching this in January when it comes out, sorry about you. But you want like pretty much early releases, first come, first serve when it comes to reviews, because you're asking for my request. You're watching my series, you're paying me. I get to immediately put it out there. So there's no waiting line, there's no waiting months. You get it right there on the spot. Also, I have trailer reactions, trailer reviews, and much more content on my Patreon. Now, let's go ahead and get into today's episode of series review. It's Hunter X Hunter Season 3. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and give you the quick synopsis before I jump into spoilers of it. Hunter X Hunter Season 3 is about the auction that's in York New City, which is pretty much New York backwards. The words swapped around. So instead of New York City, it's York New City. It is where the auction is at. So they're having a giant auction, and all these mob bosses and collectors and people who have all these pretty much expensive and impressive items are put on sale. And there's a group called the Phantom Troop that wants to ruin the auction. They want to steal everything for themselves, they're a group of thieves. And this is also the same group that Kurapika from Season 1 is after to get his revenge on his family. So a lot of stuff happened this season. Kurapika does come in contact with them, and that's pretty much where I want to leave it at on that. The synopsis that Kurapika does come in contact with the Phantom Troop, but how everything plays out, I'm gonna talk about that in 3, 2, 1, spoilers. This season is amazing. I love this season. It's a great season. It does have some edit issues, I noticed watching this, but as far as storyline wise, it is chef's kiss. So good. So good. And it happens in a way that doesn't really play out like you think. Like, once again, Togashi, who is the guy that made Yu Yu Hakusho, and Yu Yu Hakusho is like a barn burner fist fight shonen anime and manga. Like, you have nothing but tournaments, and it's just Yusuke and Kuwabara in the game fighting, you know, Toguro and Jin and all these other characters, etc., etc. So I'm thinking I'm gonna get these kind of fights in Hunter X Hunter, especially Season 3, where I'm thinking like, alright, this should be the season where they're about to start throwing blows and going at it. And not really still. It's not really that season where they're throwing blows and going at it. Yes, Kurapika fights a Phantom Troop member, and they do go at it, they do throw blows, but like as far as the ending, there's not like a decisive Goku, spirit bombs, blows by the bad guy, he stands up in triumph. There's not that decisive finish to a lot of these fights in this season. Like, it's either some shenanigans happen and the villain kills himself, or they're talking out like some Death Note kind of stuff and mental games, and they're working out, which I don't mind that. I really love the fact that not every fight has to end with a fist fight brawl out, Gon and the Phantom Troop fighting each other, or Killua and the Phantom Troop fighting each other. It's pretty much mind games and strategy, kind of like, I guess, how normal people will react in situations, I'm guessing. But Kurapika's not really normal though. He also has his own issues. But anyway, Kurapika does fight the Phantom Troop, and he fights and kills one of their members, who you think of the Phantom Troop kind of like Bleach, where you have the Espadas and they're just numbers on a list, and they're pretty much don't have any deep like backstory to them, or Rope works in One Piece where they don't have any deep backstory to them. They're just members of part of the group, they're interchangeable, whatever the case may be. It's not the case in this. In Hunter x Hunter, the Phantom Troop, you know, there are villains. They're more like, I wouldn't say anti-heroes. They're more complex characters. Each individual person has their own little thing, have their own little reason why they're part of the group. And there is a camaraderie and brotherhood within that group. I was actually surprised that when one of the members died, the other group members actually want to stand up and avenge their fallen comrade. And I was shocked to see that, because most anime villain groups, they are just like, huh, number 5 was killed, so be it. Alright, new line. Who has got an audition here for line number 5? Let's see here. Who wants to be the next Phantom Troop villain? Alright, here we go. And you're on in 3, 2, 1. Like, you don't get that in this series. You get, they killed one of our guys. You know, we're a bunch of villains. They killed one of our guys. We gotta go back and get him. We gotta get revenge for one of our characters. And they have like this brotherhood where, you know, where like it means something that the guy who was, you know, who seemed like a villain character, when he got killed, it means something to the group. And I thought that was a pretty neat touch on that. I really applaud Togashi for writing those characters in a way where they're not just one-dimensional villains. As far as episode wise goes, this season has 20 episodes in it, and it starts off with Gon and Killua learning more about his father, about Gon's father. And Gon's father has a video game, and he pretty much tells him like, hey, this video game, you have to play it. You might be able to find, like, they don't really tell him what it is, but they just like, this is a little memory card. They go research it, realize it's a video game, and the video game's at the auction in York New City. So that's why Killua and Gon goes to York New City, try to raise money so they can get this video game. Kurapika went there because Kurapika is now on his own. He has got a new group of people he's hanging with. He is a bodyguard for this girl named Neon, who is a fortune teller. Her father's a mob boss, and she ranks in a bunch of money, and she's also a spoiled brat. Anything she wants, she get, and the auction has a lot of things that she wants. So that's why they're going to the auction with Killua is going to the auction with Neon and her family to pretty much try to win stuff at the auction, make sure that she's safe, because she's a prized possession to her father. If she dies, he loses his fortune. Kind of messed up, but that's what it is. So Killua really doesn't care about them. He just like, this is my job. I'm gonna protect her, and I get closer to the Phantom Troop. And as he suspects, the Phantom Troop does appear. They do steal the auction items. Killua and the bodyguards go and try to figure out who stole them, come in contact with the Phantom Troop, see the Phantom Troop. Killua loses it for a moment, and he's like, or not Killua, sorry. Kurapika loses it for a moment. Kurapika, I said Killua for some reason, but Kurapika loses it for a moment. And this character named Melody, she appears, and she is a character who is a music hunter. She listens to the sound of music, and she can tell somebody's heartbeat and what they're thinking and how they're feeling based off their heartbeat and sounds and body, I can't think of the word, body tone, let's go with that. Like the way somebody moves, she can hear it musically and understand where somebody's coming from. And she's pretty much the voice of reason this season for Kurapika. She keeps him mellow-headed, keeps him from losing it all the time. But then there's times when she can't control him. Like for example, when Kurapika got Uvogin, I feel like his name, who is a Phantom Troop member that he ends up fighting and ends up killing, who Uvogin didn't want to reveal anything, so that's why he died. So Kurapika pretty much made a death pact with himself that he can only use his powers on the Phantom Troop, and if he decides to use his powers anywhere else, he will be killed. So when he goes into the Phantom Troop, he goes all out, plus his powers come into effect. It's a pretty cool fight there. But that's pretty much it when it comes to Kurapika's story. For the most part, the first half of the season. The middle of the season, you get Lucifer, who is the head of the Phantom Troop. He is pretty much working his way into the auction, figuring out like how to steal all the items, and at the same time get the fortune teller's ability. So Chirolo Lucifer, who is the #1 leader of the Phantom Troop, he is a skill stealer. He can steal people's abilities. He has a book that he put them in, and he can use them at will. Well, he steals Neon's fortune teller abilities, and because of this, he learns what's going on. He has the Phantom Troop attack the city because the Phantom Troop failed in their first attempt to steal the auction items. So this is their second attempt. The mob bosses bring in the Zodiac family. So he brings in Killua's family. You can see Killua's granddad and father fight Chirolo, which that's a pretty good fight. It was pretty dang good because they throw hands, like they go at it. But just like most of Hunter x Hunter seasons and fights, the conclusion of it is not decisive. What happens at the end of it, it kind of like ends at a draw because of the fact that Chirolo ended up having Killua's older brother. I can't think of his name right now, but the older brother killed the mob bosses, and the Big Ten that hired the Zodiac family killed them before the fight could finish. So the Zodiac family was like, yeah, we're not being paid anymore, so we're done, and plus you paid our son, so the deed is done. And they just walked out like nothing. You're like, huh. Gon and Killua does come into the picture. They do get involved with Leorio, and they get involved with Kurapika, but more like Gon and Killua are like side characters. Like they're like the B plot in this season, just to kind of distract you from the main storyline. They do get a little bit wrapped up into it. Like Gon and Killua do meet the Phantom Troop, and this is how they learn more about the Phantom Troop personality, more about who they are. Hisoka is here. He's part of Phantom Troop, so he can fight the main character, the main villain, or the head of the Phantom Troop, Crolio. I feel like I said his name wrong. Just call him Lucifer. Lucifer, and that's why he's there. He works with Kurapika a little bit, but he doesn't really help as much. He just kind of watches the fireworks before the moment to attack Lucifer. And Gon and Killua do escape the Phantom Troop at one point. They go back to Kurapika, letting know the Phantom Troop's alive. Kurapika plans out a goal to capture Crolio. Just say his name anyway. They capture him, and this is where another fist fight brawl out at the end of the season. It's more of a Death Note kind of strategy game to figure out how can we injure the Phantom Troop, destroy the Phantom Troop, but at the same time killing anybody. And pretty much Kurapika captures Lucifer and has one of the Phantom Troop members. I can't think of her name right now. I'm about to mess it up here. It's like Pakunodo. So Pakunodo, she's a mind reader. She could touch somebody and read their minds and abilities, or read what their history is. That's her ability. So Kurapika targets her pretty much and has her be like the voice for the Phantom Troop to the exchange Gon and Killua, who gets captured by the Phantom Troop, and exchange them for Lucifer, who's the leader of the Phantom Troop. But then at the end of the season, Kurapika puts a spell on Lucifer where he cannot come in contact with the Phantom Troop member. If he does, he dies. So the Phantom Troop pretty much are captainless at the end of the season. Kurapika feels somewhat relieved that he kind of injured the Phantom Troop, but he knows he hasn't killed them, so he's he's exhausted after everything. The whole season took a strain on his body, and Gon and Killua go to the next auction to try to get this video game they want to play that maybe leads Gon to his father, Gene. So, yeah, Gene Freaks. So, that's what season 2 is about. So a lot of stuff happens here. You meet a lot of characters, and I'm not going to go over everybody. I'm just going to go to the main focal points of this season. But it's a good season. I definitely it's worth the watch. There is a few animation issues. Like you'll see one episode where I watched it in dub. So the dub over doesn't really match up with some of the lips that Kurapika was saying, especially this one episode that stands out a lot. But most of the part, it's a pretty good episode. That episode is pretty good and the season is really good. Alright, let's go ahead and get into some major characters for this season. Kurapika, this is Kurapika's season, hands down. This is his season. He is a character that you thought was the most level-headed of the group, the most like when season 1 he's the most level-headed. Gon, Leorio, and Kurapika, he's like the one who's like, alright, I'm gonna analyze everything and know like the smartest way to go about stuff. In season 3, he loses it a lot. Like his emotion takes over and he becomes more like a revengeful person versus a level-headed person. And then Melody, who is one of his partners who's part of the bodyguard group, she's ended up being the level-headed person for Kurapika and kind of his voice of reason to keep him like, hey, calm down, you're okay. And she was a character who was scarred by a curse as well, so that's not her normal look. But she's a pretty cool character, level-headed, kind character. Doesn't really fight. She's more of somebody who kind of like off in the background and kind of stays out of the situations. But if she needs to throw hands, she can do it. We just haven't seen it yet. Gon, Gon. He's same character from day one. Walks into the room changes. Killua, he's there with Gon pretty much just to have fun. They both get involved with the Phantom Troop, but like as far as character arcs, nothing about to really change. They do know that like they can't fight the Phantom Troops one-on-one. I do like how Hunte X Hunter does that, where the characters know they can't win a battle one-on-one, so they're not going to try to fist fight their way out. They're trying to think of a way, or maybe talk it out, or some other option to get out of a situation versus just trying to Kamehameha and fight their way out. Leorio, he was just there. I felt like he was just more comic relief this season. He's so good once again. He was there as well. Doesn't really do much. He's still sitting in the background. Neon Nursery, she is one of the main reasons why the season happens, but she's also there. Like, she doesn't really focal point. She's just really there to kind of move the plot along a little bit. Chirolo, Lucifer, I'll just mess his name up every time, guys, whatever. I know I can say his last name, Lucifer, but he's the main guy of the Phantom Troop. He's the #1 leader. You think, in which most animes, you think the main character, the main villain of a group will stay back in the background most of the time. He doesn't. He actually comes out front a lot and does a lot of stuff that the rest of the team members don't do. It's almost like you see his group, the Phantom Troop, as equals versus like a hierarchy. You know, there's number ranks. He doesn't act like a #1 in most cases. He's kind of like a guy who's just a part of the group. Like, he doesn't be like, all right, Hisoka, you gotta do this, or you gotta do this #9. He's just like, I'm just gonna do what I want to do, whatever I want to do. You got Urogen, who is a Phantom Troop member. He's the one who's like an enhancer. He fights Kurapika. He ended up getting killed by Kurapika. He has a few jokes. Like, he has a personality. At one point, you think like, okay, maybe he could be a good guy. As a matter of fact, a lot of Phantom Troop members, you look at them like they could be good characters. Characters that, like, if they was introduced another way, you'd be like, that's a good guy, that's a good guy, that's a good guy. Then he'd probably be a bad guy. He's probably a bad guy. But most of these characters, they can flop back and forth between good and bad the way their character design is. I like how Togashi drew them like that to show that, like, just because they don't look like bad guys, I mean, doesn't mean they're a good person. I like that. I'm gonna skip over a lot of Phantom Troop members here because not everybody really needs to be pointed out. But Nobunaga, he's one guy who really showed the group has a personality versus just a copy and paste villain group. They actually has layers to them. So I give props to that character. Pakunodo, like you really don't really know much about her until the last part of the season where she comes more of a focal point, and she's also the same. Like she cares about the rest of the group. She has memories, and she's like, "Hey, this is the groups I care about, the people I care about within this group, and I'm willing to take a hit for this team." And the other person I want to talk about is Machi. She's a character you've seen in season 2, and she's around as well in season 3. She is pretty much just another character. She has more talking points. She's kind of more of a level-headed character of the Phantom Troop, but she has some influence, but she's not like a complete like person that you really need to point out. Like she's there, and everybody else kind of just here and there. They have their moments, but they're not really like a very impactful person within the group this season. Hisoka's only there because he want to fight Lucifer, and that's about it. But yeah, that's it as far as like the character that you really need to point out. There's other ones, but they're really not that necessary. And then music wise, there's a song in this season that comes up that sounds more like a Mozart Requiem, and it is so good. Every time I hear like think of Mozart, and it's not Mozart's song, but it having when the Phantom Troops around and about to do something. Great. The other music's still good. Animation, besides the little dub edits, the animation is still great. It's really good drawing, really good artwork. It's good. Is this a season you should watch? Yes, I think at this point this is a show you probably should watch. If you haven't watched Hunter x Hunter yet, this is something you definitely should invest in. It's a good show and grading time. I'm gonna grade Hunter x Hunter season 3 an A-. This is an A- season for me. The reason why I got little edits there, here and there, but as far as character development with Kurapika and the Phantom Troop storyline, I loved it. I loved how it flowed. I love how these characters are not just stick characters. They're not just, cookie cutter villain group. They're actually people who have goals and ideals. There's stuff you don't really get to learn about a lot of the characters, but the main ones you like, okay, you get a little flashback or hints into their lives, and you want to know more about this group. And just the fact that Kurapika loses it a little bit and becomes more of this danger character, and his character arc's done really well. And you got Gon and Kilo who's thrown into the mix to get involved in it, but it's not really their season. It's more of Kurapika's season. I applaud it. I like it. I like this season's A-. If you've seen Hunter x Hunter Season 3, what did you think? Please put in the comment section below. Other than that, see you guys in the next episode of Movie Breakdown Series Review. Keep being awesome. Thank you guys for watching this episode. I really appreciate it. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Also, you want to see what else I'm doing in my normal life and other things that's going on, please follow me on Instagram at Ali_Zakka. I'll put it right here around my face. Yep, right there. Also, if you want more episodes of movie breakdowns or grind towards success or whatever it is I'm doing on YouTube, you know what? Follow my page right here, like I said before, the little comment thing right there, And then you can watch the last episode of Movie Breakdowns right here, and watch the last episode of Grind Towards Success right there. Other than that, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate y'all. See y'all next time. Keep being awesome.